What up, guys? I'm here with the Dodge. So the other day I was driving the truck and I hit the brakes and I lost brake pressure. My foot went down to the floor. And after that, I had two lights come up on the dash, a brake light and an ABS light. The brake light's right here, the ABS light's right here. And what that told me is I had a brake issue. So up here in the Northeast, we get a lot of salt. And a lot of salt means a lot of rot. So my brake line ended up rotting out and I had a leak in the back. And I'm going to show you what that looks like, and then I'll show you an after of the new line and explain how I did that. So we're back on the back part of the old Dodge. So I had brake fluid all dripping here on the diff, and when I looked on I also had fluid up here on the tank and everywhere else. So I'm going to show you what that brake line looks like leaking. So it's leaking up there in the frame. I'm going to replace that rotted line out with the new line and show you guys how I did it and explain how. Guys, we're in the garage. We just pulled out the old brake line on the truck. It actually was already replaced prior to me owning it. So this is the part that was leaking over here. It was corroded from the wheel well. And we pulled it out all the way to the front of the cab, and we have two new pieces that we're going to floss in. Big shout out to my dad for coming up and saving me a little, because I had no tools up here, but we're going to get it done. Thanks. So now that we have completed the brake line job, I'm going to show you where everything is and what I did and used to do it. So this is the front of the truck. You can see the front diff here. Up here in the frame is where actually I came in. So if you didn't have a connection like this already, you're going to have to cut in and flare out the line and put a connection in. What I used to replace that was some fittings from the auto parts store. I believe they were 3/8 fittings. I used a 3/8 and a 1/2 inch wrench, and the line itself was 3/16, and I used a 72 inch piece with a 30 inch piece. I have a single cab truck, so it's going to depend on the size of your truck as well. So coming into the back, and then I fed that line all the way through the frame and connected it back here with a 3/8 wrench. And then after all that, you gotta make sure your brake reservoir is filled up front. So fill up your brake reservoir with fresh fluid, then come back to your bleeders, which are right up there, and use a 3/8 wrench and have someone help you bleed them and get all the air out and make sure everything's good to go before you get back in your truck. And after that, test out the brakes to make sure everything's working properly before you take it out on a major roadway where you actually need your brakes. So if you have any questions, guys, comment. Likes help, and thanks.